Hello. Today's presentation is going to look at the annotation tools available within Revit. These tools enable you to create compelling documentation. Today I'm going to show you text, tags, dimensions, schedule views, and sections. The documentation tools available inside of Revit are generally 2D in nature. They appear on top of the 3D model. Schedules are views of the model that can be created that show the model in a tabular view. Any changes you make to your 3D model or to your schedule will affect the other objects too. This is known as bidirectional associativity. We can also make material quantities. These will allow you to bring the area or volume or length of objects and show them in a tabular view. This can be a great feature when you're looking to find out the quantity of concrete in your model or the number of sheets of wallboard that you require. Here inside Revit we have a floor plan. You can see that there are three-dimensional objects, walls, doors and windows along with furniture. There's also some grid lines and some section lines. Now let's take a look how easy it is to add additional annotation. On our Annotate tab here, you'll see we have dimensions, we have detailing tools, text objects, and tags. So let's start with the most simple, the text. In order to place text, start the tool, click the location for the leader line, and then start to type your text. The text object is totally customizable. At the moment it's set up as a 2.5mm aerial tool. You can see lots of different settings inside of here for how the appearance of that goes. The size of the text is controlled by the height of the text object here and the scale of the view. So at a 1:100 view, the text is 250mm high. Simply by changing to a 1:50 view, it's going to change the height of the text to 125mm. Let's go back to 1:100 here. You can see the text changes size. So very similar to the way that annotative objects work inside of AutoCAD, but a little more easy to use. Moving on from text, tags allow you to make use of information that's already in the model and display it on the screen. So for example, as I zoom in on the model here and find a door object, you can see it places a tag with a number. That number is derived from the object itself, so the parameters inside of the door object here have a mark value of 105, and that gets displayed on the tag. So by changing the information inside of the door, the tag will update. Similarly, if I change the information on the tag, then the door will update. Tags are a great way of displaying information that's been derived from the model. And another type of tag that can easily be placed would be a room tag. As I place this onto here, you can see it's showing up the name of the room. There's different types available, so I could go for one with an area as well. And as I place that, I'll see that this is the kitchen and dining room, number 101, and it's an area of 73 meters squared. If I was to modify the room itself by selecting this wall and dragging it across, my area would update. So this information is always the most up-to-date information from the model. Dimensions are another type of annotation that derives the information from the model. So an aligned dimension can be placed from one object to another and then dropped onto the screen. Very simple to use. If I want to, I can pick multiple objects for my dimension. As long as I keep picking objects, it'll continue to add them to the dimension string until I click somewhere on the screen where there is not an object. It will then place the annotation. Not just grid lines, of course. We could go with the mullions of the curtain wall here and drop those into place. The dimensions are controlled by a style. The style gives you information about the ticks, the text, and the different lines and different objects inside of the display of that dimension. Now, one of the great things about having a 3D model is the ability to create additional view directions. So on this model here we actually have a couple of sections, but I'll show you how to make one from scratch. On the View tab, go to the section tool and just click 2 points on the screen. The section has a depth which can be modified very easily, and in order to open a section, simply right click and go to view. Here you can see it very quickly created the section, and if I want to, I could show the views side by side. Showing them in this way shows off the power of the 3D model. As I pick an object here, it highlights in the section as well. So what does that mean? Well, it means if I move it in this view, it moves in this view as well. So your sections are never out of date. You don't need to coordinate them before you print, as they will always show the most up-to-date information. Another type of view that is different from a plan view but still showing the whole model project is a schedule view. Here I can do a quantity takeoff of doors, for example. So I'll go and pick my door object, click OK, and now I have presented to me the different parameters for doors. So for example, the family, the type, perhaps the width and the height. And you can see lots of different parameters available inside of there, including parameters from the room that it's attached to, so the name and number of the rooms, for example. And if I click OK, you can see here's my list of different doors and their width and height. So any information parameter just becomes a column inside of the schedule. So the more effort you put into setting up your schedules, the more powerful they become. The great thing about them is you can place them into your template, make them once, and they get used for every project as you move forward. As soon as you add a door into your project, it appears inside of the schedule. This is a live view of the project. Now, this was a very quick introduction to the annotation tools. I'd be very happy to answer any additional questions you have regarding the capabilities of Revit and its documentation tools. Please feel free to contact me at drew.jarvis@cancel.ca, and I'm always available to answer questions about Revit, AutoCAD and Navisworks based products. Thanks and have a great day.